Kia ora whānau. My name is Neen. I call myself the Joy Ninja because I'm trying to create a sense of abundance on a teeny tiny income. This week I am being tested. Yes, I am being tested. There's a couple of developments that have happened since the last time I cashed stuff, and I will clue you in. It has, and will going forward, change the way I stuff my money. But I thought, look, we'll just start here, give that account in a minute. For those of you who aren't new, you will know that I like to do like little 3 monthly goals, and the big goal, it's going to take more than a year, is saving for a house. But in the meantime, my understanding of abundance, or how I want to live my life within that kind of terminology, is I'm not going to nobble myself, cut myself off at my knees and not live and go without. So my 3 goals for this first quarter are to keep adding to my emergency savings. I'd like to get another 250 in there, 250 in my travel fund. There are lots of friends scattered about the country, and I would like to have money in there to get cheap flights. Grab a seat, if you know, you know. And I also want to fully fund 2 birthdays. That would take us through to March, and do my Easter money, put that aside. So the first thing is to count it, I suppose. Yeah, let's give this a count. I have 50, 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 260, 70, 80, 90, 310, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 390, 395, 405. And I actually have budgeted 420 for cash stuffing, but my daughter went away on camp Monday night, and so I have given her allowance for the next 3 weeks in advance. So that's why you don't see it here. You will see this pretty $100 note. This is from my last cash condensing. I didn't have the heart to put it back in the bank because we don't get these very often. You don't get them through cash machines, and they're not, you don't get them as change. Well, I don't get them as change. The reason that I've got this out, I was going to do something around savings challenges with this note, but I got a email from my landlady earlier in the week to let me know that she's going to put the rent up by $50 a week. So here I am in my 1 month ahead binder. I'm just going to put this to the side at the moment, but I will be returning to focusing on this a little bit later in the year. I'm basically 2 weeks ahead. I'm halfway through my goal of being 1 month ahead. So that means for rent, I've got more than that. 5, 750, 8, 900, and I'm going to put that $100 note in there and take those 240s out. They're not going to, they're not going to feature in today's cash stuffing. They'll be used in my savings challenge at the end of the week. But that just putting that extra $60 in there means that I am still technically 2 weeks ahead with my rent. I have a bit of time before that that increase kicks in. It's not going to start until the beginning of quarter 2. So she wanted to be fair, she wanted to give me some time to think about my options. And looking on Trade Me at rentals, they're really, what options? Yeah, everything is so very, very expensive, isn't it? Anyway, less of that. Let's be hopeful and just do what we can with what we've got. This is my change from last week. This also gets stuffed in the delightful pearl. And I've got a little savings challenge card I do for that. Yikes, I'm all fingers and thumbs. The other thing I wanted to clue you into, no, let's just do some cash stuffing first. I don't want to get super angry about it, but yeah, there's something else. Right, food is going to get $150 because I'm just down to one kid, and by the end of the week I will have no kids for 2 weeks, and we're going on that tramp for, you know, a week of that. So 150 should be more than enough. Next we have fuel, which I'm going to give 52. And fun is going to get its regular $20. So that is the wallet all stuffed with the essentials. Now we're going to go to my revolving binder. I'm not going to do every envelope in here, we're just going to cherry pick a little bit. So I'm going to do $20 in pin money. I tend to spend this either on myself or the kids or takeaways every week, so that does get spent. Household, I've got a little running list of things that I need to replace. It's funny how household stuff, like laundry baskets and that, they just tend to give out, and then a light bulb gives out, and before, you know, bits and pieces like that, before you know it, you got to go and spend 50, 100 bucks at the warehouse. Anyway, beauty, just keep chugging along because I have an appointment coming up in March for my hair, so there's 40 there. In all likelihood, I will be trying to bump this up somehow, either through the regular cash stuffing, or if I manage to finish a little mini savings challenge, some of the money might end up in there, so I can fund that when the time comes. Well-being, this is a new envelope for 2024 for me. It's not really directly for health related costs like going to the doctor, but it is for preventative stuff like vitamins, exercise equipment, that kind of thing. So 20 in there, and everything else, clothes, hobbies, family fun, gifts and giving is getting skipped, and MISC. They all have like $5 or no dollars in them. We did have a wonderful day out at the zoo. It rained all day, like light drizzly rain, you know, which was a positive and a negative. The positive was that it wasn't too busy and we didn't have to line up for things, and I got to feed giraffes. The last couple of times I've gone to this place, there's been such a crowd. I just haven't done it, but I got to do it this time, and giraffes are my favourite. Yeah, like African animal, I guess. Education. So yeah, we went and had that day. We went and had a nice cafe lunch. I bought lunch for Squirrel because he's fussy. I'm putting $20 in here. And we actually had money left over. So yesterday, Squirrel and I went to Wonka, which he really enjoyed. Let's give this a count. So I've got 150 online, and I've got 20, 40, 50 there, 200. This is going to get used for back to school stationery and a backpack. So 100. But I need to save throughout the year because I have attendance fees for my son's school, and I have an arrangement where I can pay them at the end of each term, as long as they all get paid off by the start of December, they're completely cool with that. So that really helps me with my cash flow. Vision, sadly, is getting skipped, but I'll put $5 in health. I did have to take some money out of here. If I put in 10 and take out 5, that keeps it a bit condensed, so it's got 35. And this should be up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, do you like my new trackers? I said I would make some to add into this folder so everything looks nice and matchy. So I've done health and vision. I thought I'd done more than that. Already had car. Yeah, I think those two are just the new ones. Oh, and education fund. So I do have an education. I have a term holidays one on my Buy Me a Coffee, but this track is new. Vision and health is new. If you're interested in me putting those on Buy Me a Coffee, can you just drop me a comment below and I'll get on to that. But the other trackers, they should be there on Buy Me a Coffee. So what are we doing? Dental. Also good news with the dental. Haven't had the periodontal laser surgery yet, but did go to the dentist to have my like yearly checkup for fillings and whatnot, and got the green light there. So I'm super happy. There's no fillings to be, dealt with. So I've got 5, 6, 650, 675 in the bank. 695, 715, 25, 30, 735. Wow, eh? So much money. I just, yeah, I'm going to struggle to spend it, but it needs to be spent. It's a good deal. I'm going to skip the cats. Car, I am going to give 10. So at the moment, I've written on the back here when my rego isn't due until September. WOOF is the next thing. That's $60 in July, so I've got enough there. But long term, we'd like to have more. So $1,000 all up would be great. I have 125 in the bank, and I have 20, 30, 40, 50, so 175. Excellent. And now normally I would pull out my new Celebrations binder, which is my clear binder. But we come to the next wee problem that I've had. So the rent went up, that was one. Number 2 was we had a break-in yesterday. In the middle of the day, in between me and Squirrel going to the movies, and we came home briefly, and then we went and got Grandma and took her out for lunch, and we were out 2 hours, and someone forced one of the windows in my house and climbed in and took Squirrel's school backpack and went into my room and filled it up with my jewellery and my DSLR camera. They weren't interested in any of the electronics. They literally walked straight past my computer and my daughter's devices, and yeah, none of that was taken. It was just jewellery, and more for me, I had my Celebrations binder out because I had to take some money out of it. So thankfully, I took all the money that was in the travel envelope for my upcoming tramp and put it in the bank, because I went and bought some aqua shoes, and I had to pay for the accommodation, and I bought shorts and a hat. So I'd actually done some spending on my card, so I took the money out. I took 100 out of travel, 5 out of miscellaneous, and 5 out of clothes, And then Dad paid me $30 because I bought 2 pairs of aqua socks, because part of our tramp is going through like a couple of tidal inlets. And then I'd done some spending on my card on behalf of my mother, just to get her some bits and pieces, so she gave me $50 cash back. So it all worked out. But that celebrations binder, it didn't have a lot of money in it. It was less than $200. But yeah, it's a bit of a bummer because as I showed you up at the start, I wanted to fully fund birthdays, and I had started that, and I had quite a decent amount of money in my Waitangi savings challenge. So I just made the executive decision not to restart Waitangi. Today I wanted to stuff $20 in celebrations for upcoming birthdays, and 50, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 towards the tramp, because we still will need money for food on the road, and the first night and the second night we'll need to buy some takeaways or buy some food. So, oh, wrong envelope, yikes. Sorry. I'm going to put my birthday money in there. And I will make a new celebrations binder for myself. But for now, that's just going to go in the back of there. And wasn't it good that they didn't find any of my other binders? So I guess that's like the risk you run with cash stuffing, is that, you know, you've got cash at home. But I think most cash stuffers, this is the tramp money, I'll put it in here. Most cash stuffers agree that they only keep in cash what they're comfortable with having. And I'm, having been through a few natural disasters in my lifetime, I'm a firm believer in having some cash on hand, because if the power goes out in an emergency and you need to buy something and you can't use EFTPOS, you kind of fill in the blank. So yeah, another safety tip, I'd have 2 more safety tips. One is do some research. Even on YouTube here, there are ex-burglars who will take you through some things that you can do that don't cost you any money or cost you very little in order to secure your home, and how and where to keep your belongings so that they're not a target for thieves. And more specifically, I would say don't store all of your cash binders. If you have a lot like me, you know, you've got a growing collection and you've got like challenge boxes and stuff, don't store it all in the same place. Distribute it, just saying. You know, it was really my fault that the celebration binder was out, because, you know, I'd pulled money from it and I'd been lazy and I hadn't put it back in its spot where it's normally kept. So yeah, there's that. Before I end this video, would you like to give me a like? You know, just if you feel like it, that would be awesome. You don't know how much it helps, but it sure helps out the channel. Just because then YouTube goes, oh, well, we might show a few more people this thumbnail. You know, that happens. Just before I go though, I want to stuff my January week 2, which is $10. So what's nice about this challenge is that it starts off slow, but because it's based on Wednesdays of the month, if you hadn't worked that out, it's based on dates, it's never going to be more than 31. So you know, it's kind of interesting, and then it's different amounts every week, but it's never going to be overwhelming. Well, not for me at least. If you think you can afford $31 in one, you know, in 1 week, then you'll be golden. And my plan with this, how this sort of dovetails in with my other challenges, is the weeks that I'm doing quite a high amount here, less will go in there. The weeks that are really low, then I can afford to do some more of some of the other savings challenges. So I think it all works out like that. Yep, that's all I'm going to do there. Sorry, emergency fund. I'll see you next week. Sorry, kids. Anyway, tune in Sunday, because I will be redistributing that $40. Remember, that came out of my 1 month ahead binder. I put the 100 in there and swapped it out. So this will go somewhere into my challenge binders, and I've got a bunch of $5 notes, and I can't wait to do the $5 binder. It's going to be lots of fun. All right. I hope that if you're back to work, it's nice and cruisy. I hope that if you've still got the kids, you're hanging in there. I appreciate you being here. Kia ora.